Welcome, Miss Ben. Depending on where you are in the world, good afternoon or good morning. We're talking about the stigma in the mental health, in the Haitian mental health.
Yeah.
However, I think you and I clash a little bit on that one. Because yes, we know we more focus on the Haitian community, so we say Haitian.
Oh, yes.
But to me, mental health and the stigma is not in just the Haitian community as we notice.
Well, no, it's not. Of course it's not. It's in every community. It's everywhere. There's everywhere is plagued by the stigma of mental health. But I think my point is like we focus on the area that, we know that it is true. That we grew up with, we grew up seeing. We focus with that.
Okay, so what do you remember about mental health growing up in
Oh my
Haiti?
God. What I remember was that the people in the streets that are disheveled, dirty, and their hair is like crazy, we call them munfu, which is crazy people. And anytime you see them, you would cross the street and not go next to them because they could attack you. Right? Some of them could be violent. So anytime someone would say mental health, that's the picture they have. Like, I'm not crazy, because that's what they
That's
know.
for crazy people.
Right.
So if you say anything mental health related, that's for crazy people.
Yes.
You know what I'm thinking? Because, all right, in Haiti growing up, the moment you said, okay, you need to seek help, you need to see a doctor because the way you're thinking, the way you're processing things is not healthy. Bafu, I'm not crazy.
Yeah.
Right? But when we're talking about stigma of the mental health, it goes way back than now Haitian saying Bafu, I'm not crazy. When we say Haitian, just say mental health, and if you mention mental health to Haitian, when I was growing up, it's like the first thing, I'm not crazy. And they find it offensive.
Yes.
Very disrespectful. If you even say to them, you need to seek help, right? For example, I remember my mom losing her father and two kids and other people back to back. That's a huge shock. The grief, which we'll, have a topic on that one, how Haitian, cope with grief. So then when I'm thinking about how in the Haitian culture we said, "Sai fu," this is a crazy person thing. Then I'm thinking how deeper that is, how much further that goes.
Yeah.
Because in 1951, Samuel Adolphus Cartwright, right?
Yeah.
His first diagnosis for mental health attaching to Black people meant runaway slave. So a slave who ran away because they couldn't take it anymore. They couldn't endure the pain, the suffering anymore. That's the only way you can be crazy.
Yep.
I think the name is
Tryptamia.
So that's what Black people was diagnosed with, and it meant runaway slave. So now, of course,
oh my God, the people in the street that we see. Wow. What a connection. I'm like literally in tears.
Oh my God. Yes, because the crazy people, they're the one running away from home. Yeah. They're the one on the street. They don't know where they're going, but they're just taking off.
Yeah.
And the Dryptomia still runaway slave. Yes. Because we are not human enough to feel pain, let alone to have mental health issues. That's something.
I know. It means like that diagnose followed us for years.
generations.
It's still following us because
it's not years, it's still generation. It's not just years, generations.
Yeah.
We're talking about 1951.
We didn't even have the word. I mean, you can't even describe that word in Haitian Creole.
No.
Yeah, we just call it crazy, right? Or munfu, right? And so that's like the breaking down version of that diagnose.
You run away from home.
Yes.
You on the street.
Yes.
You crazy. And technically that's what the gyptomia meant. You crazy. So you
why would you run away from that good life we're giving you?
Of the segment we did, we talked about how you talk about how in the Haitian culture the misunderstanding between parents and kids, what we do with kids, and so how they're supposed to perceive certain things. And then now, like the slavery, how we got treated, the good life we're giving you. We give you food, we give you this.
We repeat the same pattern.
But in a different way.
Yes.
In a different way.
Yeah.
So not to connect it, we're not going too deep in that one. So we said in that segment we talked about is more of because we feed our kids, because we send them to school, because we take care of them, why do we have to say we love you? Why do we have to say, how we feel about you? You should know. Mm-hmm. So the slave, because they eat or they might have a place to stay, the trauma, on their families themselves. Yeah. Right? The things, but they overlook those to say, we give you food. Yes. You have a place to stay. Yes. So if you leave that life, you must be crazy.
Yes. And it's the same too when you think about it, about how we were raised in terms of like the way we were disciplined. It's the exact same thing. It's the mentality of like, I'm raising you to fear me, to respect me. But it's not really real respect because there's no emotional connection. Like we've talked about this like for so many times. I feel like we're going to sound like a broken record by now because we talked about this topic about connection, the love, and the harsh punishment. Like, why would you put a kid kneeling midday on a grater with rock salt?
Don't get in too deep into this because we do have a topic coming on that one. So we'll get more detailed. But yes, at the same time, if the kids, react to it, they have to be crazy. Yes. They have. So it was embedded in us, the minorities, right? As I said, it's not just to be fair, it's not just a Haitian thing. No. That, the mental health stigma.
No.
And feeling
but that's
certain
what we've
ways.
seen.
Yeah, but we focus on the Haitian because we're not going to disrespect anybody's culture or ethnicity to talk about their thing. But at the same time, being in this field, working with a variety of cultures, I can say myself, I don't know about you, that I have also noticed similarities and commonalities in minorities when it comes to mental health. Yeah. They have pretty much almost the same reaction.
Yes.
I'm not crazy. I'm not losing it. I know what I'm talking about. Yeah. We're not saying you don't know what you're talking about, but the overdrive of, part of your brain sometimes. Yeah. Right. I met someone that we were talking because they were talking about how they felt about their parents, right? They felt like if they express what was going on, that would mean that they're ungrateful. So it's either or.
Yeah, it's a disconnection. Okay, that also leads us to the emotional disconnection. The stigma that is placed in mental health leads us to that disconnection because of that stigma. When it makes people afraid to go seek help, it makes people afraid to, to ask for help. How hard was it for you before you got into the mental health field for you to ask for someone else? Even though you're in the midst of mental health, you still struggle to ask.
I was gonna say, I still struggle with that.
But how hard it was before for you to ask for help?
Well, that barely exists. Now it's hard. There's a difference. Now it's hard for me. It's still hard for me to ask for help. I know it exists,
Yeah.
but before it was non-existent. Asking for help.
Why would you ask for help?
There's
You're
nothing
lazy?
wrong with me, right?
You don't have 2 feet. You don't have 2 hands.
Right.
Yeah.
So any struggle with a mental issue. I know a young woman close to me enough and struggling with depression. But unfortunately, sometimes not only she says she is, but she's not doing anything about it. But what hurts is to see the environment that she's in. They don't believe in that. When I say, yep, there's a whole very deep depression going on right there. No, she's lazy. She's not doing this. She's not doing that. What kind of, young female, get up and not do this and not do that. And it hurts. So, but if she was to get up in the house and take off, then she's crazy.
Yeah. Here's another thing to add to that, when people say, what is she has to be depressed for? She has a home. She has food in her belly. She goes to school. Yeah. She has work. She has money. What exactly does she has to be depressed about? I think people misunderstand that, like, depression is not so much about what you have and what you don't have. Yes, when you don't have a lot of things, if you lose your job, you just ended up a long-term relationship, this can bring you to depression for sure. But it's more like a grieving, a loss.
It is.
Versus you can have everything and still feel empty inside. And that's where the depression comes in. And people always mistaking like depression, oh, you are not trying to hurt yourself, therefore you're not depressed.
Yeah.
But there's 2 sides of depression, right? There's the anger side and the side where you want to hurt yourself. And people don't understand like how bad depression is. And sometimes depression can lead to even a higher diagnosis, because if you're more prone to it, right, then you could like end up with bipolar 1 or bipolar 2, So like, it's so much deeper than people understand. Just because you see the person, it's not like the person wants to stay in bed. They don't want to stay in bed.
You feel heavy.
Yes.
And the other thing about depression, and I've come and I was telling you about my interaction, I've come to also know to talk to people about females, women, about pay attention to when you're going to have your period. Because there is something there that mimic depression as well. You can have depressive mode, because you don't want to get out of bed. Your body feels sluggish. You feel heavy. It's not that we don't want, and if you top that with somebody who actually suffers from depression, right? Your hormone is all over the place. Your body is all over the place. And you're going through so much and piling up there. So you're wondering, what the heck are you doing? And then you're suffering from depression and somebody to open the doors like, you're still in bed.
Yeah. But they wouldn't understand because they don't believe in mental health. And the stigma doesn't allow them to believe in mental health. Here's a perfect example. I think I've used that before in our old videos. When my mom got here from Haiti to here a couple years ago, it was a couple years because the earthquake happened in 2012. So, and I brought her here between 2015 and 2016, right? When she came, something that happened in 2012, and she was there, she witnessed it, on top of whatever other childhood trauma that she has, because she lost her mother when she was 13. It just piles on, and then a lot of domestic violence relationship from there. When she came, I could tell that she was suffering from PTSD. Although you're not allowed to diagnose your friends and families, but the symptoms were there. She couldn't sleep. She would wake up with like in nighttime terrors or nightmares, and then she would be like drenched in sweat. Somebody will call it menopause, but no, knowing her history, knowing what she been through, because she's been in menopause like
years before that.
Exactly. And so she couldn't sleep. She was having all these symptoms, and what really keyed me to know that she was really suffering from it was that there's this video, Kurt Franklin, that they did. I forgot the title. They did it right after the earthquake. I want to say is Are You Listening? I think it's Are You Listening? But Kurt Franklin and the family did this song, and they were showing pictures of what happened in Haiti, right? And I was like, oh my God, mom, look at the song. And they're showing the earthquake, people being buried, people being pulled out, like blood everywhere. Like it was it wasn't that graphic, but to her who witnessed this, who was there, it was graphic. She was
reliving it.
It was like sad and heartbroken to see what was going on to me who wasn't there. And then she watched 30 seconds. She was like, turn it off.
She couldn't take it anymore.
No. Yeah. Turn it off.
And we unfortunately, in our culture, we would find someone who said to her, this thing happened 2 or 3 years ago. What's your problem?
Exactly. But what I had told her the next day, I'm like, I really think you should see someone, and here's why. And I laid out all these things to her. I'm like, you've been in domestic violence relationship, you witness natural disasters, not even witness, you live natural disasters. So you should really, really think about going to therapy. She's like, yeah, I'm not crazy. That was her response.
Yeah. I'm not running away. I'm not a runaway slave. I'm not on the street. I think we're going to need a whole lot of education.
Yes.
And especially now, I'm not going to get into detail of all these immigrants coming in who had this long journey coming from Brazil, Chile, and being in the community, seeing what's happening and the clash between this group of immigrant and providers. Right now, it's unbelievable to understand, because I remember you said there's a difference between Haitian coming straight from Haiti to here. We're not going to get into detail on that one right now. And then from that journey, Brazil, Chile to here, it's two different expectations. So therefore, two different type of trauma, and they're going to respond differently.
Yeah. Yeah. They will, because like, compared to Haiti, when somebody's already in Brazil or Venezuela, wherever they're going, if they're already, even the Philippines, there has been Haitian in the Philippines too, but they left Haiti and they came to one of these other countries that has way more opportunities, probably. It may not be like life-changing or altering opportunities, but it's more than they had in Haiti. And they come here where the land of more opportunities. So they're gonna behave different than somebody who came from straight from Haiti
to here.
Like it's a culture.
Yeah.
Subculture.
So, exactly. So which means a lot of educations needs to be done. A lot of info sessions needs to be done. It's not a stigma to think about mental health, mental, issues, because it exists. We all of us, that includes me, have some things that, we are mentally dealing with or coping with. What do we say? That we all have our own demon, right?
Yes.
We're fighting our own demon. So it's not, we'll put some, resources in those videos. It's not a bad thing to say, you know what? I think I need help.
Yes.
To me, I like consultation before I take a client.
Yeah.
Right? I love it. And to me, I love people who can say, after I'm looking at myself, I am causing damage to my relationship with people, my relationship with my family. It's me.
Yeah.
I love those.
Yeah.
Because they're ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready to do something about it. So hiding the fact that, you cannot hold a good friendship, or the people, that you've been interacting with for the longest, and sometimes you cannot be around them because this is the only way you can hold a good friendship is if there's a distance, right? But the moment someone is close to you, the closer you are with someone, the more damage you do to that relationship, the more aggressive you become to that person. Sometimes we say it's because you feel safe, but sometimes there's something there, you feel suffocated.
Yeah.
Right? Because when that relationship start getting real, and there's something in you that freaks out.
Yeah.
Right. And it's okay to say, you know what? I can't do this. I can't do that. I see myself, causing damage here, causing damage there. So it's time for me to seek help because the problem it's me.
Yeah.
We have too many people who have been suffering for a long time in their life. Then that can turn into what you say, bipolar, right? And we call them names. We call them, we put label on them versus trying to
understand what they're going through, or even the people who can't maintain friendships or relationships. BPD, right? It's more deep. We're not gonna go that deep into it, but it is deeper. If you can't maintain any type of relationship with your family members, friends,
your kids,
anyone, so
you go through relationship as if it's like air.
So like,
and you blame everybody else.
Yeah, ultimately, it's all stem from stigma, the lack of understanding what really going on with you because we weren't taught to
assess.
Yeah.
Self-assess and accountability. We're gonna go back and forth with accountability.
I know.
And but I think my last word would be, if you look into yourself and you see certain things, those same things, if you see it in me or in my partner and other people, you will point fingers at it.
Take a deeper look at yourself.
That's the only way I can put it. If you can judge someone for the same thing you're doing, then why do you think it's okay for you to be doing it? Right? So maybe it's time to seek help. Maybe it's time for you to say, okay, I've damaged too many relationships.
Yeah. And seeking help isn't a sign of weakness. It's actually a sign of strength.
I have a high respect to anybody who can admit, I messed up. I screwed it. I may not be able to fix it anymore. Maybe it's too late.
Yeah.
But I messed that up. Let me make sure that it does not repeat here anymore.
Yeah.
Right? And then seek help for it. Because think about it this way. Not everything you can handle by yourself.
No. You always need help. We will always need someone else. We will always need a shoulder to cry on.
So seek the help.
Yes.
Get the support.
If anything,
if it bothers you enough, that means there's something that you need to fix.
If anything, is just think about the urge when something happened and you want to go and seek help. Think about the urge, what's holding you back. Is it because you think, oh, wonderful? If that is, then remember, we were trained to thought like that.
What are they going to think about me?
Yeah.
Having other people's, opinion of you if they know you're in therapy.
Yeah.
Right? That's one of the things that people think about. Oh, what are they going to think if they think I'm in therapy? Me. Yeah. Right? So you know what to tell them?